Hello everyone, OZgamerAB here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a very simple and efficient Minecraft Bedrock Edition mob farm. It's the best I could come up with without using intense math skills and pushing my brain to its absolute limit, which I just don't want to do just yet. So as you can see right over here, it is pretty efficient. Mobs will be raining down upon you. They'll come any second right now. There we go, that's a zombie. They're just gonna keep coming. Most of them will spawn in packs. Now it's time to look at the materials list, since we've gone through the overview of the farm, how exactly it works. So as we can see, there's 3 double chests showing the compulsory materials, the materials we have to use. And there's 1 double chest showing the ones that I recommend to use that'll make it the build easier. So let's begin. This one entire double chest, the first entire double chest, has to be filled with cobblestone. Then we will need 7 stacks and 1/8 of stairs, 1/8 of a stack plus 7 stacks. We will need 17 stacks plus an additional 53 slabs. We will need 21 stacks and 32 scaffolding. We'll need 5 stacks and 16 leaves. And then the last chest, we will need 1 stack and 12 coral fans, an entire stack of ladders, 12 magma blocks, 8 observers, 4 pistons, 2 chests, 1 hopper, 1 lever, 1 glass block, and finally 1 trident. And then we'll look at the recommended items. So I would recommend 2 buckets of water, just because it'll make the build a lot easier, because you'll need a lot of infinite water sources, trust me. I would recommend just a couple stacks of dirt, because they're easy to break, and some scaffolding just to make it easier to bridge over to high places, like just in case you fall off or something. And then like around a stack of torches, just to place torches around the area so it's easier to see. Over here, just do not let the light from the torches, not even one piece of the light, reach over here, because the mobs need a block light level of 0 to spawn. So use also the materials list, and you also saw its expense. The top 5 most expensive things is the cobblestone, the scaffolding, the leaves, the slabs, and the stairs. So I'm going to be showing you 4 farms that you can use, or places that you can use to help you to get those 5 really expensive items. So now the first farm I want to look at before the other 3 is the string farm. It is pretty simple. There's a spider spawner there, which do spawn naturally in dungeons in vanilla survival Minecraft. So we need to stand here, because we need to be within 16 blocks of this area for the spiders to spawn. So we have to stand here. If you want torches near you, use tinted glass. And of course, if we were to walk around this way, just across this little pathway I made, we can see that there's so many items in the chest. And also, if we go up here, we can see the spiders dying. And we'll also be able to no, we won't be able to collect any XP, but if you want, you can swing them with a sword, just to make it a little bit faster. Apart from the string, another thing you'll need for the scaffolding is bamboo. Now here's a bamboo farm that I created. It's actually a pretty decent one, and bamboo grows extremely fast. It's even the fastest growing plant in the world in real life. It's gonna grow really fast. As you can see, this is literally what I got in around half an hour. This much. That's a lot of bamboo. So it's only like a very little wait before you get enough bamboo, because bamboo grows so fast. I can literally stay here and in probably several seconds we'll do another harvest. Now that we've looked at everything we need for the scaffoldings we need, now let's have a look at this cobblestone generator, which we can use for the cobblestone we need. Well, any solid block you want, but cobblestone's the best option. And the slabs and the stairs. So it's a pretty good cobblestone generator. I designed it myself. And I also recommend the Haste 2 beacon just so you can instant mine it. So I'll just show you a small demonstration of the cobblestone generator. Wait. / game mode S, because I won't be able to collect blocks in creative mode. So I grab the pickaxe. I'll do some sneak. And then I need to aim in the middle. Be careful to aim in the middle. You're like this. I'm doing correctly. So you can do it for a while. If you're on computer, you can probably just do an auto-click thing. But I don't know how to do that. Or you can position your mouse or your controller, PlayStation controller or something, just so it's easy. Just so you can AFK it. So some of it will be left behind here once you've finished, and some of it will even go in your inventory. You just collect it from here like I just did. And then, as you can see, we get plenty of cobblestone. It's a pretty decent amount. So once you finish it, it's the right thing to return it for your next use. Just return it to its original spot, and that's your cobblestone generator done. So the last final item you will, very expensive item you will need is leaves. That's right, you will need a lot of leaves for the roof right over there, as you can see. And so I recommend you just to find a forest and to bring this kind of shovel with you. Mending 1 and unbreaking 3. You don't need efficiency 5, it's already instant mine without that. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty fast when you mine out those trees for a bunch of leaves. Just really fast. Very soon, if you bring a couple of good shears like this with you, you will be able to get yourself the leaves that you need. So those are basically just the 4 farms that I recommend to get the really expensive items in your mob farm. So basically string and bamboo just for the scaffolding, a cobblestone generator for the cobblestone and slabs, and finding a forest and having a couple pairs of shears just to get all the leaves you need. Hopefully one day I'll release the tutorial on the farms for all 4 of those, not a tree farm, that's just complicated redstone. But the other 3 hopefully I will very soon, so it's much easier for you to be able to build those 3 farms. And now, now that we looked at the materials list and what type of what recommended farms you can make to get the materials you need, let's have a look at the items per hour, just so you can decide whether building the farm is worth it or not. I did an hour test, AFK test, without looting. It'll be better rates with looting. So first of all, you go from level 0 to level 40 in 1 hour, which I tested. I started at level 0 and in an hour I was at level 40. Now let's look at the non-stackable junk items. These ones you probably don't want. You can throw away or smelt them for iron and gold nuggets, or use the bow as fuels. So you'll get a ton of bows from the skeletons. You'll also get some armor and, well, tools from the zombies, and some potions from the witches. You'll get a lot of rotten flesh. In fact, that's the most common drop in the stackable useful items, the ones you really do want, your actual goodies. So you'll get around that much rotten flesh in an entire hour. You'll get that much string. You'll get these many bones. You'll get these many arrows, this much gunpowder, and then the sticks, glowstone, and bottles, and redstone is for witch drops. Carrots and potatoes are rare zombie drops. You'll also get iron occasionally, and of course the spider eyes are spider drops. So yeah, that's basically your rates per hour without looting. Just before we hop into the tutorial, I want to tell you 2 things. Now, first of all, lightning will strike. Lightning won't be able to strike you, but phantoms are going to be a huge problem, and such a bothering problem as well, because they'll keep swooping down at us if we AFK for more than an hour or so. Sorry, I fell by accident. So once the solution is just block yourself with blocks like this, make an entrance and exit. And then also I would recommend an iron frame with a sword that has looting 3. It disappeared, but don't worry, that's okay. If you want to use looting 3, you can just put that there, so whenever you want to use the farm, just hold that sword and it'll give you extra rates. The other thing is that 2 chests and 1 hopper is just the minimum, as you can see in the materials list over here. But I would recommend you to expand it if you want to AFK for longer durations of time, because in around half an hour that entire double chest will be filled basically. So you decide how many chests you want to add. I'll quickly show you the layout in the trident killer area just very quickly. So if we have a look over here, I put 2 hoppers over there. And of course, if you want, you can also place a bit of glass on the sides just so you can see what's happening. You can also place it over here. Just do not place glass below any scaffolding at all. There has to be an actual solid block over there which mobs can spawn on. So yeah, I just put this little glass thing just so I can see the mobs falling down more easily. Now that I've explained everything that is required to explain, I think it's a great time that we just begin on the tutorial. So first of all, you want to find a flat area of land. I don't want you don't want any mountains around the area, and that because mobs can spawn on there and reduce your overall rates. And if you do build it around where mountains are nearby, then you'll have to spawn 50 entire mountains, which is a tedious process. So I'm in a super flat world, so I'll just find a flat area. You guys find a pretty flat area that you think is flat, and then I'll choose so once you've chosen your area, you want to build out with solid blocks, 44 blocks. So after you've made a 44 block high tower, first of all place some ladders on it just so you can easily get up or down. And also make a platform just so it's easier to build. Now what you want to do is choose a 4x4 area on this platform where you want to build your trident killer. So I will choose my 4x4, which looks just like this. Leave a 4 block gap right over here. And this is basically where these 12 blocks are basically where we're going to place our pistons and observers for our trident killer. So all the pistons need to be facing towards these 4 blocks, and they should all be on your right side, from here on your right. So we will do this on all 4 sides. First over here, 1 piston, 2 pistons, 3 pistons, and finally 4 pistons. Now the remaining 8 blocks is where you want your observers to be. So you need to break those 8 blocks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you want to go on the right side of any piston and start placing observers. So place one here. That arrow should be facing that way. And then place one here. That arrow should be facing towards the piston. And you basically just do this exact same thing on all 3 of the other sides, like I'm doing right here. Once you've completed that, you can place a lever here. Make sure it does work. So if we do that, it will stop eventually. Flick the lever again, and it is going to keep spinning. So if you put a trident in there and trap a mob in this area, then the trident is going to continuously hit the mob until it dies. So to stop the trident killer, just flick the lever again. At all times, this piston is going to be over there when it's off. There is no way to disable all pistons without breaking any blocks here. So now we will do our hopper and our chest. if you want to make a bigger storage system, you can do that. I'm just showing you the minimum size it has to be. So we'll break those 2 blocks. We want the hopper on one of these 4 blocks over here. So either right over here, 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 or here. I will choose to put the hopper here on this very block, which means if you go 1 block down, your chest should be there. So I'll place 1 chest over there. Now, if I just try to place a second chest right next to it to make a double chest, as you can see, I will end up opening the chest. So sneak, so that way you can just place that chest right next to that, and that makes a double chest. So we can, if you're on creative mode, you can just break those blocks. You don't really need them. If you're in survival, leave those just for a platform. So if you want, you can put, so I just want to put 1 hopper for now. If you want, you can connect hoppers on all 4 of these sides like this. I'll quickly show you. So 2 hoppers together, 3 hoppers together. Okay, this one's a bit tricky, but don't worry, it's pretty easy if you just use some brains. Yeah, and that's 4 hoppers together, which means no matter where items are in this trident killer, they will go into the hopper, which puts it in the hopper a little bit faster, which increases your overall rates. So now that we've done that, we want to place the glass block here. I'm gonna quickly go and get a slab, like a glass block over here, and then a slab. It needs to be a top slab right above the piston that contains the lever, and of course on the very left of it you want this glass block. So now fill this up with solid blocks, and from here on all 12 of these blocks you want to stretch up 18 blocks high. After you've gone an extra 18 blocks upwards, you want to cover this thing with magma blocks, with 12 magma blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now, we're doing this for 2 purposes. Firstly, so the mobs don't die by fall damage. And secondly, so that the spiders can just burn to death with those magma blocks. So from here, you want to go 7 blocks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do that on this entire side. Once you have done that, go out 7 blocks on all the other sides as well. Once you've gone 7 blocks out on each of the 4 sides from the magma blocks, your farm should be looking like this. So now you want to do this. Place a temporary block over here, and then place another block here, break the temporary block. And then you want to surround this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to surround all of this just like I'm doing over here. Hopefully, if my message isn't clear, hopefully you can, with vision, you're able to understand, just like this on all 4 of the sides. After covering that, it should be looking just like this. That is just so none of the water escapes. Now I think now is a good time to place the water. So go on one side. On these 4 blocks, you want to place 4 water sources. So you'll have 16 water sources in total for this section of the farm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll call it the spider killer. And then you do that on the second side, the third side, and finally the 4th side. And yeah, that way the mobs will flow perfectly towards your kill chamber. And now after that, all those cobblestone blocks around it that aren't with water, full of water, you want to place slabs around them like this. After you cover the entire thing with slabs, it should be looking like this, and this is actually looking pretty good. So now you want to go to each side, go to those 4 blocks, and right above the slab, just tap on the slabs and place those 4 cobblestone blocks. And do that on every single side, please, like I'm doing right over here. And now you want to make those blocks meet an intersection on every single corner. If you don't understand what I'm saying, at least understand what you are seeing. Just like this, and you need to do it for the other 3 sides as well. So once you've made this ring by connecting the 4 intersections, I want you to bridge out with these blocks just until you reach the magma blocks. Do not actually put the block over the magma block. Instead, around the area where the magma block is, I want you to place solid blocks just like this. Basically, the 4 corners of this square should be meeting these 4 corners. So just like this, and I'll show you from here. It's not actually above the magma blocks, it's just around them. So basically, you want to fill in this entire gap with solid blocks. I just marked this just so you just because I want to tell you not to place any blocks over here. So just cover this entire thing like this. So once you've finished filling in all of those gaps and leaving this 4x4 space gap behind, it should be like this. This entire platform is basically the first spawning layer of your mob farm. You are going to have 6 spawning layers, and I'll show you how to build the others later on. First, let's look at the first. So now I want you to place a border of cobblestone just like I'm doing right here, all around the entire platform. Once you have that ring of cobblestone, right above that, you want to place a layer of cobblestone stairs, and they should be facing just like this. Once you've placed that entire layer of cobblestone stairs around that border of cobblestone, it should be looking like this. You're basically going to waterlog the stairs just to create the water stream, and you probably know what it is. So now you want to cover all of these cobblestone blocks with scaffolding, all of them. So this is exactly how your farm should look like once you've placed all of the scaffolding. And now what we want to do, now before we go on to anything else, I would recommend you to make an infinite water source. So basically what exactly you want to do is go to one of those sides, place 4 blocks here, and then surround those 4 blocks just like I'm doing right over here like this. And then place a water source here and a water source here. 1, 2, and that creates a pretty good infinite water source. So now you want to waterlog every single stair that is in this area just like this. So now that I've waterlogged every single stair over here, it should flow perfectly over here. If it isn't flowing here, if it doesn't flow far enough, or if it's overflowing the system, then you need to make sure that you spaced out the blocks correctly, because if it went wrong, then you obviously spaced it out wrong. So first of all, you want to just get rid of this infinite water source. So just place blocks where the water is, and then break all those additional blocks that the water source contains, just like this. And that is basically your first spawning layer complete. Now you want to add 5 more of these layers, so it's basically just one right on top of the other. So as you can see, this platform I'm trying to make right now is going to be the platform for the second spawning layer, and you want 6 spawning layers in total. It's going to be a very long and tedious process, but trust me, it will be worth it, because it's going to be a pretty decent farm. I can't lie about that. So here is what 6 entire layers should look like. So as you can see, it's a really huge box, and there should be no roof above the 6th one. And there should be 6. You cannot add any more than 6. You can add less than 6 if you want, but 6 will maximize rate. Now, please do not think that you'll get slimes in your farm unless you dig to a huge hole to the bottom of the world and build it there. It's just because I'm in a super flat world that slimes will be spawning. So anyways, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 layers of scaffolding. And now this is basically 6 layers complete. I will show you how to make the roof now. So in order to make your roof, you will need 3 different blocks. You will need slabs, you will need cobblestone, and you will need oak leaves. So what you want to do is, you see everything over here, you want to cover this with slabs, just like I'm doing right now. As you can see over here, I'm covering it all with slabs, and yes, that does include the stairs. You want to cover everything with slabs. That's just so no spiders can escape or no endermen spawn, because they'll teleport and they might even teleport to you, end up killing you, and yeah, you might lose valuable items, and it will stop you AFKing, both of which is really annoying. So just finish this up like I'm doing right here. Now about covering this whole thing with slabs, I know that the entire time when we were building the spawning layers, we left this 4 by 4 gap. But this time, I want you to fill that up. That shows so that the mobs can easily fall down into your kill chamber. So cover this up. It's just 16 extra blocks. And done. Now this is not the roof itself. Those slabs itself are not going to prevent the mobs. So what you want to do is go 1, 2, 3 blocks on any corner you want. So build 1, 2, 3 solid blocks. Place a leaf. Break those 3 temporary blocks. And do that on all the other 3 sides. corners. So now that you marked all 4 of the corners, with the leaves, now we want to connect them all just like this, just to make a little border, and do that on one side and do that on all the other 3 sides as well. So once you've created this border, now you need to fill in this entire gap with leaves just like this. So once you've finished building this roof out of leaves, it should be looking perfectly like this. The leaves should be perfectly aligned with the huge box of the farm you have itself. But of course we're not done yet. The leaves aren't going to make it dark enough at all. So now we're going to bring in some cobblestone. So what you want to do is go to one corner, go 7 blocks from this very block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now that you've done that, you want to connect them just like this. So go to the 6th block, 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, and finally 2 blocks there. And you should end up with a block, and like that. And that should create this more like triangular shape with this zigzag going around. And you want to do this exact same thing on the other 3 sides as well. So once you've finished the arrangement on all 4 corners, it should be looking like this. So now you want to go on one side from the 7th block that you built out from that corner. You want to keep placing blocks like this just until you connect to the 7th block on the other corner. And I want you to do that on all 4 of the sides, just like this. So after you've done it on all 4 of the sides, I want you to fill in this entire gap with cobblestone, just like this on all 4 of the sides. So once you've filled in all these gaps, this is what your roof should be looking like. At this point, it is going to, everything inside here is going to be a light level of 7 or less. So as you can see inside here, already a load of mobs are starting to spawn. And yeah, just so efficient. So now I want you need to fill up all this, cover all this cobblestone with slabs. You don't really need to do it because the highest point that a mob can spawn if you're on your AFK spot is the 6th spawning layer. So mobs shouldn't be able to spawn over here, but just in case you have to, there's always a first. I want you to place slabs over here just like this. Once you place all those slabs over there, your roof should be complete. And after this, I'm just going to go to the final touches of the farm. And then the tutorial will officially be over and you can enjoy it. Welcome to the final touches of this mob farm. So now the farm won't work right now if you just flick the lever like this, because as you can see they just spin around, they don't really die. So what you want to do is throw in a trident over there and then flick the lever, and as you can see the mobs will start dying as they come downwards. They'll keep dying and dying, and you'll just keep getting filled with tons of items. And as you can see in the chest, just while building a roof I got so much stuff. So the trident is a necessary part. Now just to make it you'll be able to see better, put torches. You cannot put any torches over here. This is the highest level which I can allow you to put any torches at all. And also, just so no phantoms attack you, I would recommend you just to build a small, container around yourself, just to keep you pretty safe, just like this. You can build your very own container. It's fairly simple. And then we also need a roof for the container after the sides. And then I'll just recommend you to place a little door over there. Well, the door, sometimes just make sure the door doesn't get activated by any redstone components when we're trying to kill us. So I'll just extend this one more block, and there we go. As you can see, the door is perfectly done. And this is basically your mob farm officially complete. So, yeah, you can enjoy it, fiddle around with it a bit, and yeah, it will just keep piling you with XP. And it will also keep piling you with items. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any comments or concerns, please tell me in the comment section. Of course, once comments are there, please like the video, and don't forget to subscribe and put on post notifications, please, because I work really hard to put on those videos, and I really want to get some good people to start liking my videos and all the other videos as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!